Police arrest suspected armed robbers, recovers exhibits in Abuja. Nigerian Senate grills CBN governor on the state of the economy. Fire disaster averted as oil tanker burst in flames. Another foreign thing, ECOWAS. Crisis deepens as Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso push withdrawal agenda. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thanks for joining us. Now, the operatives of the FCT Police Command attached to Tako Divisional Headquarters have arrested 6 suspected armed robbers in an uncompleted hospital building, which is a marked black spot in Utako village. The Commissioner of Police FCT, Bennett C. Igwe, assured residents of his unwavering commitment to make Abuja a hell for criminals and to ensure safety of all. The suspects are Basara Hassan, Daniel Charles, Adamu Oshiaka, Chansi Asidi, and Saliu Al-Hassan, all from neighboring states bordering the Federal Capital Territory. The Joint Senate Committee on Finance, Banking, Insurance and Financial Institutions has started interactive sessions with the economic management team, including officials of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, led by its governor, Yemi Cardoso. The committee had on January 31st summoned the Central Bank governor to appear before it. The move comes amid pressing concerns about the state of the economy and the sharp decline of the naira in the foreign exchange market. The Senate is seeking answers and solutions from the Apex Bank governor to stabilize the currency and restore confidence in the economy. Still from the National Assembly, Speaker of the House of Reps, Tajuddin Abbas, has sworn in 12 of the 15 members elect who were presented certificates of return by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on Wednesday. Now, the 12 new members won last Saturday's by-elections and court-ordered rerun elections to fill vacant seats in the House of Representatives. 4 political parties, that is the APC, PDP, YPP and LP, won the rerun and by-elections, while the elections into Jalingo Yoro Zinc Federal Constituency of Taraba State and Udenu Federal Constituency of Enugu State are still outstanding. The other 3 members who have collected their certificates of return from INEC will be inaugurated at a later date. The Speaker presented the new members copies of the House standing rules and the legislative agenda. With the new development, APC now has 188 members to maintain its majority status in the House. Still in the lower house, the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to put on hold any proposed plan to recall the heads of chancery from Nigeria's foreign missions abroad. This was the resolution of a motion on the matters of urgent national importance moved by Representative Umar Ajilo from Kaduna State. According to him, the recall of all Nigerian heads of chancery at a time when Nigeria has no ambassadors, having earlier withdrawn all her ambassadors in her foreign missions, will give credence to the dangerous assertion of political instability back home. Ajilo added that the situation will be hazardous to Nigeria's diplomatic relations with other countries and a huge disservice to Nigerians abroad who may need their services. Ruling on the motion, Speaker Abbas Tajuddin, who presided over the session, mandated the House Committee on Foreign Affairs to liaise with the Minister of Foreign Affairs with a view to resolving all issues in respect of Nigeria's foreign missions and report back to the House for further legislative actions.
My dear colleagues, the House are aware of a current float or move to recall of all head of chancery from all Nigerians' foreign missions abroad. Also aware that the head of chanceries are responsible to the higher commissioners, ambassadors who major functions including the general administrations of permissions which entail ensuring effective communications links between the headquarters and the rest of the world. Preparations of the missions, budget, secretary to the missions, tenders board, amongst others. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, considering the importance of role of the head of chancelleries in Nigeria's foreign missions are highlighted above. To recall all Nigerians head of chancelleries at this time, Nigeria has no ambassadors. Having earlier withdrawn all ambassadors on her foreign missions will give credence to the dangerous assertions of a political instability back home that will be hazardous to Nigerian diplomatic relationship with other countries and a huge disservices to Nigerians abroad who may need their services.
Moving over to Borno State, where the governor, Professor Babagana Zulum, has said his administration will end the lingering conflicts between farmers and herders in the state. He stated this during the inauguration of 3 committees at the State Government House Chambers in Maiduguri. The committees include the reconstruction and resettlement of displaced persons from neighboring Bama local government, another committee to investigate the root causes of farmers and herders crisis, and a committee on maintenance and installation of streetlights in Maiduguri Metropolis and Jere local government. He charged the committees on farmers herders conflict to identify cattle grazing routes and prefer solutions that avert future reoccurrence.
We have no business in allowing our animals going to other states, causing havoc to our neighboring states and arresting them and all such kind of things. And then the grazing reserves are also very important. We can document them and then ensure that people will do also ranching in the grazing reserves. Borno State, before them, has the highest number of livestock in the country. But as a result of the insurgency, the numbers of our livestock have diminished. And there's the need for us to now see how we regain our lost growth. So thank you very much and good.
We thank you most sincerely for finding us worthy for this assignment. And we want to assure you that we will put in our utmost best to achieve desired targets. Thank you very much, sir.
Still in Borno, Governor Babagana Zulum has distributed 100 million naira food and wrappers to women and widows in Damasak of Mobre Local Government Council. The governor also distributed food palliatives to over 3,000 returnees from Niger Republic. Trust TV's Beatrice Kurusi has more.
More than 20,000 of the women comprising widows, housewives and IDPs benefited from the 100 million naira cash and wrappers shared in Damasak community. The governor also visited Government Secondary School Damasak and Zanna Umar T Primary School for assessment, where he approved 10 units of housing estates for teachers and 50,000 naira cash support. He also directed the biometric data capture of civil servants in the state, stressing that the exercise should be concluded before the end of February.
I recently commented, providing other standard documents. Women will identify 2 police stations and they'll bring PMS and subsidize the cost of PMS to the farmer so that they'll buy petrol, then use it in the generator so that they'll also irrigate their farmers. This is new. The second issue is that women will also procure solar water plants. In addition to this, we'll also install drip irrigation and sprinkler irrigation systems in this country. Why not? We have some initiatives to support the economy. We are also discussing with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture food security. Under President Tinubu to see how we should push in the agriculture, especially the rice.
Meanwhile, the governor also distributed food palliatives to 3,847 returnees from Niger Republic. Governor Zulum said he has remained committed to improving the quality of lives of the citizens. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
In Anambra, some residents of number 11 Chukwuogo Street, Amiko Oka, the Anambra State capital, have been rendered homeless and property destroyed in a fire outbreak that occurred at the top floor of the one-story building on Thursday. Although no life was lost, it was guarded that the fire was a result of a power surge from one of the apartments. Some eyewitnesses said the inferno, which started in the morning and lasted several hours, while occupants and passers-by made efforts to put it out before the intervention of the men of the State Fire Service. A fuel-laden tanker erupted in flames at a filling station in local Goma Phase 1, Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State, causing one injury on Thursday. The incident resulted in hours of traffic gridlock as motorists navigated through a single lane of the main driveway. According to eyewitnesses, the tanker exploded shortly after entering the filling station, engulfing it in flames. Despite initial fears of the station catching fire, it became apparent that the tanker was the source of the inferno. The driver's quick action in driving the tanker away from the station before the arrival of firefighters, FRSC officials and police was commended by onlookers, averting potential catastrophe. William Aya, the state police spokesperson, confirmed no fatalities in the incident. This is news update on Trust TV. Coming up, Bielsa residents decry indiscriminate bush burning. More news when we return. Please do stay with us. Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. This is a news update on Trust Television. A recap of some of our top stories. Police arrests suspected armed robbers, recovers exhibits in Abuja. Nigerian Senate grills CBN governor on the state of the economy. Now to more news. Irrigation farmers across Kano and Jigawa states may smile this season as optimism of a bumper harvest rise. Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibrin reports that despite growing challenges, farmers are hopeful that this year may be different. His report.
Every year by this time, farmers across most northern states head to the farm again for dry season farming. Ishaq Al-Hassan and many other farmers have been looking forward to this moment. They say the harvest this year has been fruitful and express the hope that more good news await them. We have many challenges, but the most disturbing one is the high cost of fuel and then the seed. We thank God this year the flour millers have given us a very good seed, but it's not as good as the one we had last year. So we are appealing to them that they should bring a better one for us like the one we used last. We have been cultivating wheat year in, year out. But I must tell you that the one we did this year is completely different. The Wheat Flour Millers Association of Nigeria that came in here to give us seed, insecticide and also fertilizer. In return, after the harvest, we will pay them back. Wheat is the common crop planted this year, and the harvest seems good in some areas of Ringim in Jigawa State and Kura in Kano State. However, disease outbreaks, lack of modern seeds, The cost of insecticide and other related costs of production may likely affect output this year. Over the years, Naima Al-Hassan has been among the few women engaged in irrigation farming. She says the failure of authorities to come to their aid has continued to threaten their productivity in wheat farming, especially during dry season farming. I've been farming and I thank God. And those close to me have also thanked God, because as a result of what I am doing, several other people are benefiting. Even though we have lots of challenges, the issue of seed, the issue of fuel, the issue of transportation. In less than 3 months, this green field will turn to brown for harvest. And with this year's improvement in irrigation farming, experts hope there will be a significant reduction in wheat and other food importation to Nigeria.
The commercial aspect of crop production will be obvious to the farmer that he's not just suffering, because he will repay whatever loans he has taken, at the same time make money on it. Rather than the previous situation when the farmers were on their own, they make 1 ton, 1.2 tons, or even 2 tons, and in the end, it's just not adding up at all.
Wheat production can be productive and also can bring commercial and economic benefit to farmers. The whole essence of our doing this is to increase the yield, possibility of wheat in Nigeria.
While farmers continue to nurture their harvest for this year's irrigation farming, the high cost of living occasioned by the increase in the price of food items has continued to make life difficult for many people across the country. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
In Bayelsa State, residents of the state capital, Yenagoa, are lamenting over the indiscriminate bush burning in the state. They said burning of bushes during the Harmattan is giving them discomfort, like difficulty in breathing, sight, changing of the atmosphere, and even causes fire outbreak. Friday, Idmibowe Peter reports.
Stakeholders in Bayelsa State call on residents to stop bush burning for the safety of the people.
Everybody is crying. As I'm talking to you now, I'm feeling the pepperish situation in my nose, and my eyes are also running water. But now you might not be able to see it. To speak now, we have stepped into February. The Harmattan has finally surfaced. So we want to plead with our dwellers, those who are residing in Bayelsa State and beyond, that burning of bush is not really too good. There are so many dangers that impose. Those of us who are living should try to leave the bush burning and see how we can help ourselves, because when this bush burning keep coming, the smoke that we inhale is a threat to our lungs, it's a threat to our health, and it's a threat to the society.
The people where we get as Bayelsans to understand that if you burn bush for night, for especially this Harmattan period, and you know they're there to monitor the bush, fire outbreak they happen. And when the fire outbreak happen, they'll come to blame devil. So once they burn bush, they try to contract everybody to the inside smoke. Now they make sometimes you go wake up early morning, you know they see person. The fog date, once the weather don't clear, breeze go come they blow the fog then out. If not, if you wake up around 4 in the morning, you can't look outside, you need to see anywhere because of the people they burn bush for night.
Some residents said people ignorantly set fire indiscriminately without considering the health, economic and agricultural implications. They call on the government to go on a massive sensitization to stop bush burning.
When you now burn bush, the atmosphere is polluted. And if you can see the magnitude of pollution that's ongoing. Because if you burn a piece of land in Agodama, it will definitely get a place like a Keki and Dam in Agua. Why? Because there are no boundaries in the atmosphere. So when a pollution is taking place, when atmospheric pollution is taking place, it becomes very massive because it's spread like a wildfire. So it is very unfortunate where we find ourselves that bush burning has become something that is now almost becoming a norm every dry season. And we are becoming victims to respiratory diseases, we are becoming victims to fogginess, we are becoming victims to dizziness. A lot of this goes wrong. Because more particularly the respiratory aspect of it. People are being choked. The quality of the air is being reduced.
for human consumption and animals. Okay. So it has health implications, it has agricultural implications, and it has economic implications. So it's sadly that people are indulging in bush burning indiscriminately.
Premises of some companies are exposed to indiscriminate bush burning within the state. From Yanagwa, Friday, Ibmobowe Peter, Trust TV News, Yanagwa.
The Central Bank of Nigeria, in its recently revised consumer protection framework, has mandated financial service providers to comply with minimum standards in their advertising and promotional materials. One of the requirements is that FSPS should not make reference to unaudited financial statements in their sales promotion. Unaudited financial statements are financial reports that have not been examined and verified for accuracy and completeness by an external independent auditor. Other requirements include disclosing contact details and its regulatory authority, disclosing cost of products, including all fees and other associated charges, the nature and value of benefits where an advertisement refers to or is linked to other value-adding benefits, and avoiding mentioning the names of or making comparisons with competitors. CBN noted that the content of advertisements shall be factual, not offensive, misleading, deceptive, or likely to cause damage. The Apex Bank further stated that the promotional materials must not focus on benefits and downplay risk, while unsolicited advertisements be made free for consumers. Away from Nigeria, Mali, Burkina Faso and Niger, embroiled in recent coups, are seeking to hastily depart from West Africa's regional bloc without adhering to its exit protocols. ECOWAS announced during a ministerial meeting in Abuja, Nigeria on Thursday, the bloc refuted assertions by the country's juntas that their withdrawal stemmed from ECOWAS' imposition of coup-related sanctions rather than support for development and peace efforts. The juntas of the three nations declared their intention to leave ECOWAS last month following strained relations with the bloc and international partners due to the coups. This departure marks the first instance in the bloc's nearly 50-year history, posing a significant challenge to efforts to restore democracy and stabilize the region. ECOWAS Commission President Omar Eliu Toure emphasized that the abrupt decision failed to comply with the association's protocol, which mandates a one-year notice period for withdrawal. He also highlighted the lack of consideration for the decision's implications on citizens. Meanwhile, officials in the junta-led countries rebuffed prospects of dialogue with ECOWAS for the diminishing hopes for crisis resolution. Niger affirmed its commitment to the withdrawal plan, while Mali's Foreign Affairs Minister criticized ECOWAS for alleged partiality and inaction regarding democracy violations in other member states. And with that, we've come to the end of the news at this hour. For more news, follow us on our social media platforms for programs and documentaries. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for watching.